Hi, everybody. My name is Barbara Jöstlein Currie. I'm a horn player from the Metropolitan Opera, and I'm joined here today for a very special masterclass with Marcus Bonna in Brazil. And I'm also joined by my MET colleagues. I have Javier Gándara, who is our third horn player at the MET.
Hello.
I have Julie Pilant, who is our second horn player at the MET. Hi, Julie. Calling from Colorado. And then I have Ann Scharer, our fourth horn player from the Met, who is in New York. And I have a very special guest who is a double bass player at the Met named Kane. And Brendan is going to help us with some translation into Portuguese, which is amazing. Brendan, how is it that you are able to speak Portuguese?
Well, actually, my first job was in Brazil, in the city of Belo Horizonte.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, right. Only a couple of months after I graduated from Juilliard, actually, I was living in Miami, and I got offered a job as principal bass of a new orchestra in Minas Gerais in Belo Horizonte in Brazil. And so I went down there and I played almost two years. And not a whole lot of people spoke English, very few actually. And so I had a very really incredible immersion experience and learned a lot of Portuguese very quickly. That being said, that was 11 years ago, so I'll do my best. But hopefully I remember.
Oh, and what's your jersey there? Is that a Brazil soccer team?
This is my I had no interest in football before. Sorry, soccer, football. Before I ever lived in Brazil, but then after being down there, it was kind of hard to not get sucked in. So this is my World Cup team, and then I have my local team, so Cruzeiro, para os Belos Horizontinos. Desculpa, but this is my World Cup team. Yes.
Awesome. Well, now it is my pleasure to introduce Marcus and his son Andre Bonna. Hi, guys.
Hello.
And we are speaking to them in Brazil, and we wanted to really talk to you guys about the school that you formed called the let me see if I can say this, the Lyra Bragança. But no, Bragança. No, wait, how do you say it?
Bragança.
Bragança. There we go. And so we're joined with some of your students, your horn students, and we will be listening to two of them play today, and we're very excited to hear them play. Could you tell us a little bit about your school and how this formed and what it is? And besides being, one of the world's largest instrument case makers, you make cases for many different instruments, not just horns. Maybe you could just explain a little bit about your company and then how this whole school started.
My father started the company in 1991, and we have the company for almost 30 years now. And we used to be in São Paulo, the city of São Paulo. And then after the growth of the city, we were like, we wanted to be in a place with a faster delivery, faster things, and good handwork. And we came to Bragança Paulista. It's like 80 kilometers from São Paulo. And arriving here, we saw my father and mom. They saw that the city had a lot of children on the streets, and they were almost doing not much, just playing on the streets, and they didn't have a good occupation in the afternoon or in the morning. And luckily, at the same time, we met a good friend of ours, Luis Custodio. He's here watching us now, and he came to visit us. He had a project, a band in the city, and he wanted to continue with that project. And then basically they joined forces, my father, Luis, and my mom, to build a new band. And they started with Lyra Bragança in 2007, 2008? 2008, yeah. And was just the first band, and then the project started growing. The kids started playing better, and then now we have 3 poles. We have the first band, the most senior guys. We have a mid band that goes inside a high school. Actually, no, the basic school. Yeah, basic and high school, right? And we have small children place for like music starting, to start teaching music to children, small children. So we have 3 places now before the pandemic, right? Now we are just closed. So you see here we have 4 students only. We are just closed since April, I believe. And we're gonna be closed until this madness go away, right? So what else about the band? They already won some championships. Both bands, the most senior one, Lyra Bragança, and the Fanfarra Alegrete, which is the mid band. They already won some state competitions, some national competitions of band, brass and percussion bands, right? And they already went 2 times to Sala São Paulo, which is the biggest hall, concert hall in Brazil. So they went for presentation 2 times and was like full. One of the videos you see is there, and the other one is here in Bragança. Yeah, and the other video is just the place here that we used to play. Yeah. Yeah, the project is growing. We have a lot of support from private sector here in the city. Big companies, there is a way to don't pay too much taxes, and you like take a piece of your taxes and you can like move to a specific project. So they do that instead of giving all the money to the government. They take like, I think it's 6% of one of the taxes they can move to help us, directly. And there is a way to do it legally in Brazil, right? So they help us a lot. It's a good thing that we have good people here as well, right? Well, that's it, I think. Anything else?
About the school, we are here now in the stage. We have a room here for 300 people. We usually play here for completely full here. And we have also more 6 rooms for classes. And we have a kitchen, an industrial kitchen, because they come here and they have a lunch with us. And we have the Saturday, we have all day for music only, classes and the band here. You are looking only for the stage of the school, but there is a big room here with 300 places. Only to say where we are.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it is located in it's close to our factory. It's the next building. You saw that in the live, right? It's the second building on the right. So the upper part, we are on that place now.
And in the live we showed, we construct a new building here to put together, everything together. And now it's almost finished there.
Yeah, it's almost finishing.
Yeah, it's almost finished.
It's a building that it's gonna connect both, and it's gonna expand a bit of the school and also expand a bit of the company. Yeah.
This is amazing, you guys. Every time I speak with you, I just think it's not easy to do something like what you are doing, and
yes, it's complicated.
Very complicated, especially now.
Yeah, we always say we don't have a problem with them. we have a problem with the parents. It's terrible. Yes,
I agree.
Yes. Yeah. For example, we have our session, the Lyra Bragança horn session, we have 6 horns. Now we have 4 here because the other 2 have problems to come. And I think it's okay. The group Fanfarra Alegrete, we have more. Quantos nós temos na Alegrete?
100.
We have more 100 children in the band. But I ask you to stay in the house because it will be too much people here. Okay?
Yeah.
Just one thing about the parents. This weekend is Father's Day. Tomorrow is Father's Day in Brazil. So that's why those 2 didn't come. I think the parents just thought that would be okay to miss this opportunity, you know?
Yeah.
The kind of problem that we have. They lost it because of Father's Day. Like,
That's okay.
Right.
We will
Sorry about that. Yeah.
We will gladly come and fly down to Brazil when this pandemic is over.
Yeah. Please come.
I'm inviting us.
Yeah.
I wanted to very quickly also introduce to everybody here our principal horn, Erik Ralske. Hi, Erik. Erik was busy playing, I think, at Lincoln Center. Erik, is that right?
Yeah, that's why I'm wearing black. We recorded outside on the plaza outside of the Met. We recorded the national anthem for the New York Mets baseball team. Video in Major League Baseball in the United States now they're playing, but without live audience. So that's why we also recorded the national anthem to be played at their home game.
Did you have the bell covers, Erik?
Yes.
Show us what that looks like.
Well, I made this just by taking one of my, I don't know if you can see my 9-year-old's t-shirts, and I just slipped this, over the bell, and then I used the armhole to put my hand in the bell while this is on. But I think that would be a great product maybe for Marcus to consider, the company. The trumpet and trombone and tuba players had one made because they don't have to put their hand in the bell. It's very easy to have something made, and they had actually the MET Orchestra musicians logo on the bell cover. But yeah, I just took this and slipped it over the bell and stuck my hand in it.
Just to protect from the virus?
Yes, exactly. So
all right. Now I see, yeah.
You got and then you see I put my hand in the sleeve so I can put my hand in the bell. In this time, I got to say, first of all, if there's, even a 1% chance of something like this preventing infection, it's worth doing, of course. Even just.
But the sound is okay.
But it's also just.
It's a nice dark sound.
It changes the sound a little bit, but this is I picked this shirt of his because it's very, you can see through it. But, in this time, it's really important that people just feel comfortable so that if they see that you're trying your best to prevent the spread, even if this is more of a, like a Band-Aid, I don't know how effective it really is. It's, like a mask. Since we can't wear the mask when we play, we put it on the bell.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's awesome, Erik. Thank you.
Yeah, Marcus, if you make them, we'll buy them.
So I think now maybe is a good time for me to share my screen and we'll see some videos of the school. Okay, so we're gonna watch now the band part of it. Everybody ready? Here we go. Excellent. So, tell me a little bit about that.
This was in the São Paulo Hall. It was a concert that we made, I believe, yes,
Exactly in the Father's Day.
exactly in the Father's Day last year. So it's 1 year now. Yeah, exactly.
2 years.
2 years, sorry, 2018. Yeah.
Last year was
In the last year was
April.
April, May, May.
May.
March,
March.
31 of March, yeah. And the second presentation was in the same place.
It's funny because the tickets finish in 10 minutes. It's crazy. The tickets for the concert is finished in 10 minutes.
Wow.
Sold out.
Sold out in 10 minutes.
Sold out, yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing. Well, let me share my screen one more time, and we're going to see more of it looks like a little bit in a smaller space, perhaps, right? The next video.
Yeah, smaller. Yeah, it's in Bragança.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the this concert. Normally we play this music. We play as the last presentation. I don't know how to call it. Brandon, help me. It's LBs. How it's called?
An
A
encore.
última parte, aquela que o pessoal aplaude.
An encore in English.
What's the name?
Encore.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
And it's really exciting though. So here we go. This is going to be about a minute long. Very high energy. This is great. Ready? Here we go. That is awesome. Okay, so Marcus, is that you playing?
I play sometimes.
That was great. That was awesome.
Yes, I stopped to play because I dystonia. And but I always play one music with them. In the concert, I choose one music and play with them. It's okay.
Hey, there was one really short trumpet player too.
I know him. Yeah.
Was he like 8? That's so cute.
He's the best. The little boy stole the show.
Well, they're all having fun, but you know, to see the littlest one was.
The little one was so cute. I was going to say the same thing.
The energy of that is so infectious. It's great.
They stay out the concert waiting for this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All the other stuff is just the appetizer. This is the main event, the dessert. Great. So I think we can maybe now go to hear Felipe play. I think he's here. I'm not sure where he is.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say hi, Felipe. My name is Barbara. Hi. And you know, it takes Brendan. Maybe you can help me with this. It takes a lot of courage to come and play for all of us, and we are very happy to hear you and try to be as comfortable as possible. And you have the best T-shirt on, Star Wars. It's great. Yeah. Can you tell me why you chose the horn and how long you've been playing?
Eu aprendi o que era trompa primeiro por causa do solo de Star Wars, na verdade, de John Williams.
He loves Star Wars.
Same with us.
A gente também.
I think we all started the horn because of Star Wars. It's safe.
Todo mundo faz a mesma coisa, cara. Todo mundo adora o Star Wars e todo mundo queria tocar trompa.
Yeah. Brendan, could you ask him if he'd like to play some notes first, and we can edit all this stuff out? He can just be comfortable.
Você quer experimentar um pouquinho, tocar um pouco notas para começar, ficar um pouco mais confortável?
Yeah.
Tudo bom? Tá pronto?
I can start.
Yeah, you can start whenever you want. And you're playing from Mozart, the third horn concerto, first movement. Yeah, go ahead whenever you're ready.
Can I drink water?
Yes, please. And I think maybe this is even enough if you. Yeah, dry mouth. Do you guys want to hear more, or is this enough for everybody?
We can start with this and just, I don't mind if you guys are ready. Hey,
Felipe,
Brendan, thank you so much for translating. Where did you learn your Portuguese?
I used to live in a little bit.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow, fantastic. It's very impressive.
No. I hope I can help.
Yeah, it's very Felipe, your sound is very sweet, very beautiful.
Yeah.
Muito linda, cara, muito linda. O som é muito linda, muito bonito.
Yeah. For me, doing something like what you are doing right now makes me very nervous to play in front of people.
Alguma coisa desse tipo é muito difícil para todo mundo.
And I think you did a wonderful job.
Foi ótimo, parabéns.
And I think when we do things that make us nervous, it makes us better horn players and musicians.
É muito bom para fazer isso, para melhorar todas as coisas.
And one thing that helps me when I get nervous, because I still get nervous, even though I've been playing at the Met for 22 years, I sometimes get nervous. And what helps for me is to really think about the music as much as possible and to really sing through the phrases as much as possible. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to say?
Can I add to what you just said? Because similarly, to go through the phrase like she was saying, I guess I should slow down, but I maybe do some deep breathing. Like if you're sitting there waiting, I would be deep breathing because your breath is what helps you play through the phrase. So do lots of deep breaths, but it also helps the body relax. So I would be physically relaxing. Many deep breaths, like I would just sit there waiting, doing deep breathing, and it would help me connect the breathing, and then the phrases become more long and more expressive.
So Felipe, would you like to start again and maybe do some of a little deep breathing that Anne was speaking of? And I would suggest as you do that, if you could sing in your mind, sing through the first two phrases and really connect and pretend as much as possible that we aren't here. You can close your eyes if you want. So Very good. Very good. I think that was already very much better. Um, I wonder if sometimes you could lengthen the notes a little bit. Like for instance, here at the end, bum bum yum ba dum bum bum, and really sing through those notes, and it makes it less choppy.
Muito bom, cara. Parabéns.
Great. Another thing that I think would be helpful to get to the longer line that both Barbara and Anne spoke about is to remember what's going on in the orchestra accompaniment. The accompaniment in the orchestra, right? Just a lot of eighth notes. If we took the horn part and broke it down to eighth notes, it would sound like this. Sorry, yeah. So just thinking about bum 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 as you play will make you feel more aware of the rhythm and the flow of the music and less about being nervous. The other thing is that it starts off with a quarter note pickup to a downbeat. If we want to really connect that, it really helps to think about the quarter note pickup as two eighth notes crescendoing into the downbeat.
Yeah.
Sure. So can we start from the beginning and have you play? Sorry, I'm gonna.
Yes, very good. Very good. Julie Pilant, I know that do you have something that you might like to add?
Yeah, I do. Bravo, Philippe. I have one thing that actually piggybacks nicely on everything that's been said so far by Barbara, Ann, and Eric. And this is something you can do away from the horn. Sorry, I'll stop, Brendan, so you can.
Ela vai explicar
Translate
alguma
a
coisa
little
que
bit.
você pode fazer fora do instrumental.
Thanks. So this is something based on a book by the famous tuba player Sam Palafian and his colleague Patrick Sheridan called The Breathing Gym. I don't know if you know this book. And something they recommend is blowing through the music before you play it. And you can do this with subdivision. And it also helps with pacing your air, getting you relaxed, getting you into the music, and helping with the subdivision, getting everything going. And they call that wind pattern. Constant air and keeping your tongue right behind your teeth.
Julie, do you want him to try it or?
Yes, and when you take a breath in, you want to put your hand like this and make an O sound when you breathe in. So you get a lot of air in the right place. It's not too shallow of a breath. So and you keep your hand in front so that you can feel the constant air, and you know where your air might want to let up. You want to keep it constant all the way through. Maybe we can all try it together. We can all do a breath in and just blow those first two phrases together. Everybody in the room.
Vamos tentar todo mundo juntos e todo mundo lá no Brasil também. Vocês. Go ahead,
So
Julie.
we'll take a breath. So maybe something like 1, 2, or maybe we take a breath in on 2 and 3 and then play on 4, since that's the rhythm. So 1. So I'm delayed, so I can't really count us off if somebody else has better
Yeah,
internet.
I what she is doing is breathing in like this.
Yeah.
So breathe out the eighth note subdivisions as you take in a deep breath like this. So maybe try this, everybody. So 1, 2, 3. And the idea is so that you're breathing through the entire phrase. Maybe Felipe, try playing the first phrase one more time. Yeah, it sounds beautiful, Felipe, really.
Already.
It sounds so nice, yeah.
Muito lindo, cara. Parabéns. Todo mundo gostando muito.
Yeah. Does anybody have anything else that they'd like to add before we go on to?
Yeah, I'd love to. Felipe, very nice, excellent. Everything my colleague says, I think it's said is very helpful. But this beginning is, like I said before, it's a anacruza, and it starts, and there's a sixth. If you can try slurred and playing these notes, first slurred to feel exactly where the notes are. Now take out and do like you were doing, like articulated, but very soft articulated, and go play the same thing. Yes. Do you do this when you practice? Question, Brendan.
Você faz isso quando você estuda?
Mais ou menos.
Não muito.
Yes.
Not too much.
So this is
means no.
okay. This is very helpful when you're trying to think of it as we're on the horn. We have to build a scale, almost like if we're building a piano, a keyboard. And the better we build, right, and the more even we make the keys, the easier it is to sit down and play the piano. Then right after that, arpeggio. You started a little bit flat on that note, and then as you got comfortable, it was better. But play the arpeggio, first slurred, and then are softly articulated. Slur once more. So, legato. Right. And then you practice this alone, and then when you do everything my colleague said before, air support, blowing through, it may be easier for you to do this as you practice the every interval, right? It, in the context of the piece, and then it's much easier to practice. It's also I find that it is less boring to practice this way, because instead of trying to play the piece over and over and over and over, you do small pieces and then you put it together like you're making a puzzle.
I think we should. I think maybe we should stop now with Felipe. But I have to say, I think we're all very impressed with Felipe's playing. He sounds so beautiful. Really
Bravo, Felipe.
Muito obrigado, Felipe. Parabéns. Foi ótimo, cara.
Yeah.
Parabéns. Bis.
We'll see you at the Met soon.
This.
Vem tocar conosco, cara.
He improved in a short time, though. It was great.
Talvez o próximo, o Rubens.
Yeah. So, hi, Rubens.
Olá,
It's
Rubens.
water too.
Todo mundo precisa água no Brasil.
And the other two that are sitting there, I just wanted to say hello.
Olá, todo mundo. Os outros.
Hola.
Olá.
Hi. How long have you been playing?
Vocês estão estudando quanto tempo?
5 years, Lucas. 5 years, Millie.
Ah, nice.
Oh, wow.
Ótimo.
That's great. Very nice. And Rubens, how long has he been playing?
Rubens, I think 35 years, yeah?
He's playing a mute today.
10 years. Rubens is 10 years.
And how old is Rubens?
Quantos anos ele tem?
For 10 years already. But he stopped for some time.
Mas quantos anos ele tem?
Há quantos anos? 20? 25.
Rubens, what kind of a horn are you playing? It's difficult for me to see.
Qual tipo de tampa?
É uma Jöstlein. Jöstlein.
Nice, very nice, beautiful.
Ótimo.
Yeah, Rubens, that was awesome. Very, very great.
So back to the lesson.
Yeah, back to the real stuff. Eric, you wanna?
Yeah, I mean, I've played this piece a lot, and it's such a great showpiece for the horn, full of all kinds of colors, styles, all the different techniques that the horn can do: stopped horn, muted horn, open horn, the lyrical stuff, the fanfare stuff, and some really brilliant technical stuff. Sorry, I'm way ahead of Brendan there, but it's just a virtuoso piece. So, I think that you did a great job, and yet, if we can try to bring out more of the different colors and the different styles, more lyrical, more soft in places, more brilliant in other places, is a general thing, just so that this piece in 6 minutes shows you the full range of what the horn can do. I'd like just to focus my comments on the very opening, because the opening of this piece is so hard. Of course, it comes back later, and I'll let my colleagues speak to the other parts maybe of the piece, but the beginning of this piece is technically very difficult. And as a result, people get very concerned about each of the different technical moments rather than thinking through the phrase. So I heard, as I so often do, and even when I first take this out to practice myself, I hear a very choppy version of the opening, bum ba bum ba 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 bum bum ba ba bum bum ba bum ba 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 bum ba 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 bum.
Ele ouviu isso pouquinho.
So let's take this in small sections at a time. Every place where you want to stop in order to restart the music, we're going to take a look at those moments. So we're going to look at the first 4 notes only.
Primeiras 4 notas só.
And instead of going bum ba bum bum, we're going to connect them.
Pode tentar isso?
Can he connect the first note, the upbeat, to the downbeat? Bum ba ba, bum ba ba.
Pouco mais conexão com o anacrúsico primeiro.
Now, don't stop before the triplet 16th notes.
Não para antes o triplets.
There's still a little break before the triplet 16th. Good. Now. Not. That's choppy. So let's try to keep the long line going. So it has more shape.
Pode tentar.
So the dotted 16th, dotted eighth note, 16th rhythm always stops the flow of music. Bum, ba bum, ba bum, bum, ba bum. Sing. Bravo, that was excellent.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, next time we put that whole first phrase together. Bum ba ba da 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 dum ba 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 da 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 da. It's lighter that way, and it sounds more virtuosic and like you're not working so hard. Bravo.
Muito melhor.
Yeah. And I have to say really quick, what Erik is saying is very true. And it's something that playing in the Met Orchestra, we hear the best singers in the world every night. And when you hear them, they will never sing a phrase, bum, 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 right? They always sing bum, 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 da, 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 da. And then the miraculous thing sometimes is how long they can sing these phrases, and they just keep going. And I don't know if it's they sneak in a breath somehow very quickly, but it's when you hear that, and then you can try to translate that into your playing. That's when the magic happens, like what you just did. It was beautiful.
And you know, in short, what Barbara was saying too is when you hear these great singers, whether it's a technical passage or a slow music, the idea that music should always have motion is something we should always need to think about. Music always has to flow from one point to the end of the phrase. So we can't let a technical moment, a challenging, difficult moment, stop the music. So the first version we heard was bum ba bum ba da dum bum ba ba bum bum ba bum, very choppy. But once you work through the technical thing, then it becomes this connected long line, which is so different and so much more moving. We don't stop and start with you every time. Now we go on this longer journey. It's like someone who drives a car who does gas brake, gas brake, gas brake. It's very uncomfortable to sit in a car like that. Somebody else want to jump in for some of the other stuff, or?
I think some of the low notes is something that I would like to talk about a bit. Yeah, I think I'm sure my colleagues can help here with this a little bit as well. But what you just played in the beginning right now was a thousand % different than the first time that you played. And one area I think that maybe could use a little work is some of the lower notes. They sounded, unless it was the audio, they sounded a little bit unstable. And so, fortunately, you have myself, I play fourth horn, and Anne Scharer plays fourth horn, and Julie has been playing second horn. So we have a lot of a low horn expertise here. My question for you is, how much time do you spend playing, practicing low notes or playing low notes in a typical day?
Quanto tempo você estudou notas baixos durante cada dia, tipicamente?
The truth.
Não muito.
Not a lot.
That's what I thought. But
ela achou isso pouquinho.
Yeah. So I have to say that's great, because if you said I practice all the time, and then maybe I would think, okay, well, maybe we should figure out what it is that you're practicing, maybe not correctly. But if you don't practice it, it will not come. Yeah, and what I would say is, for me, when we start something like the Ring Cycle of Wagner, in the beginning of the rehearsals, I play it and it's fine. But as we rehearse every day, more and more and more, by a week, my low range is fantastic compared to the beginning of the week. So, Anne, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Anne, do you have any suggestions for some low horn exercises?
Well, I would just say generally the low range does require a wide air stream. If you think of the hose example, many people have used, like you have a hose, you put your thumb over the hose, and that's your high range. The air goes fast, and then it's a narrow stream. Yeah, so you put your thumb over it, and it's going very fast in a narrow airstream. And the low range is when you take your thumb off, and it's a big wide airstream, and it's a thicker airstream. Yeah, I had another idea too. Just actually, also for Philippe, this is just a simple exercise that helps with articulation. And it relates to the air always going through the phrase, which is something we all keep talking about. So I'll let you go, Brendan.
Ela tem um exercício para ajuda tudo isso com o ar.
So I play into a wall. You know, you play right into the wall. I don't know, Brendan, if you want to say.
Ela vai tocar em frente de uma parede.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about air right behind the tongue all the time. So I keep the air going through the phrase and the tongue, and I'm working on a very clean tongue. And I got to the A, and it wasn't as clean, so I kept going till it got better. So yeah. So would he like to try? It's a simple exercise. You just start on and go down when you're happy.
Pode tentar como ela.
Okay, and then continue on.
Continua.
Wait. So that that one wasn't as clean, right? So if you're not happy, you keep working on that note. So you see what I mean? Okay, wait, so there, you're getting into the low range. You need to send way more air through the horn as you're going down.
Muito mais air no baixo.
Yeah.
Muito mais.
Think of the air right behind the tongue, like.
Ar atrás da língua.
Okay. You have the idea, but it's an easy exercise everyone can do because it helps with thinking of the air going through the phrase, but also helps to clean your tonguing, because I did notice that too with you and Felipe, that I wanted a cleaner tongue. And so in order to have a cleaner tongue, you use the air. That's always the basis. If you have a really good airstream, your tonguing will clean up. And also this is an easy way to focus on that.
And also, Rubens, I would say, just to continue what Anna is saying, really just take any music that is fairly simple and easy, if it's scales or coprush 1, coprush 2, and play it down the octave. And if you can do this on the F horn, which is going to sound terrible in the beginning, if you can make that sound good, then it's going to be okay on the B flat horn. So take anything simple. Yeah, I think that's the number one thing is paying attention to it, and maybe give yourself a challenge for a month to say every day I will play a Koprush etude down the octave every day and see how it improves. Record yourself on day 1 and record yourself on day 30, and you will notice a big improvement. Yeah, and then Julie Pilant, you had some interesting thoughts as well.
Thanks. Bravo. I could hear your musical intentions and your lyricism and what you were trying to do with each section. So thank you. Have you thought about the position of your tongue while you play? Where is it when you play? Is it in the same place, or does it move, or is it high?
Onde fica a sua língua quando você está tocando? Atrás, em frente? Melhor, tá bom, obrigado.
Quando eu toco mais no registro grave, eu tento atacar mais com a parte de trás da língua e pro agudo com a ponta. É mais ou menos isso. Para as notas mais graves, pro registro mais grave, eu tento atacar com a parte de trás da língua, em cima, no céu da boca.
Okay. Yeah, in the back.
Para as notas mais agudas, com a ponta da língua atrás do dente.
Okay. So the low notes, the tongue is further back, and the high notes, the tongue is more like behind the teeth. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you. I'm wondering if he can think more forward all the way through with just moving the very tip right behind the teeth, because when it comes back, the air is blocked, and that makes it more difficult, to what everyone has been saying, to blow through more. Because that, and a way to just check in, again, to add another exercise, go very slowly, chromatically down from your most comfortable note, whether that's middle C or E or G above it. And try and maintain the same contact and the same tongue position and the same constant blow. So on the horn, sorry, I don't have my horn with me. Keeping it very consistent, the same. Where's your tongue? Think about your tongue and your contact. Great. So do you hear the changes in sound and maybe a different position? A lot of air.
Muito ar.
Good. Better.
Muito bom, Rubens. Muito melhor.
Yeah, thank you. Bravo. So this is something easy you can practice on your own, and then you can do it at different speeds just to see if you can keep everything the same with a lot of air.
Yeah. Erik, you had one more thing I think you'd like to say?
Yeah, well, as the high horn player my whole life, we talked about, spending more time in the low register, because I think most of us start off, all of our solos are written in the upper half of the horn. As soon as teachers begin to realize you have some talent, they put you on first horn. So by the time you get to college, most of us haven't spent even maybe 10% of the time in the low register as we have in the upper half of the horn. So, in this time of COVID, in practicing myself, I've just decided I should spend a little bit more time, now that I have more time, to spend this time in the low register, where at work I don't get to spend much time in the low register. Using the harmonic series and bending the pitches progressively lower is a way of connecting your high register to your low register. So I might start on a mid-range note like a G and just bend it to the next harmonic. Like a trombone glissando, until it just breaks down to the next lower harmonic. So, mi. Right. You would repeat that a few times and then. That's smoother. Now, as he approaches the lower register, it's really important that he think about as if he's saying the word whoa, moving your jaw down and forward. Whoa.
Pense essa palavra. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Isso.
Keep the air going so it really connects. There's a little break in the sound there. We want to keep the legato going. So keep the air going and just keep bending, pulling down on the pitch by lowering your jaw. It's a little bit down and forward. I'll do it in profile. Whoa, it's like a 45-degree angle, almost down and forward. So down. Good. Okay, now let's have good. So once you begin to understand that each note has its own jaw position, you have to start memorizing each of these positions so that a G is always a G. Looks like this for me. And it's always going to be that position, whether the passage goes or it always comes back to the same place. But if he does these pitch bending exercises, and you can do them on every harmonic series we have, open, second valve, first valve. If he does these exercises, then he'll always have a low register that's connected to his high register because of passages like Ein Heldenleben or Till Eulenspiegel. You have to have agility to move from high to low and low to high.
Yeah, Erik, that's very interesting. I've heard you speak many times in master classes, but never about the jaw placement. And myself having such a large jaw, large square jaw, which is good for low playing. I've never thought of it that way, but I think it is very important. For me, even if I'm having a hard time with a passage, I really think about what happens to get to that place in the passage. If I'm coming from a lower note going up or coming from a higher note going down, and always going back to that same kind of jaw position. So that was interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was listening to you guys talk too. I mean, it's interesting to watch other people teach for a change.
Eles estão falando disso.
So mandibula is jaw.
Mandibula,
Muy
isso.
importante. Obrigada.
Mandíbula.
Mandibula.
I think if nobody else has much more to say, I think we should probably think about wrapping this up. And I really want to thank Rubens for playing. you sound amazing. You sound really, really great. I hope that we can come back, even if it's virtually, maybe in 6 months, and we can hear the others, whoever would like to play, or hear you guys again. Marcus and Andre, I know you're there somewhere in the background. I can't see you. Hello.
Parabéns, Rubens. Foi muito, muito bom e queremos voltar no futuro para fazer alguma coisa desse tipo de novo.
Yeah. So, and most importantly, we would hopefully at some point love to actually come and visit. We joke around about that, but it is something that I think we would all be serious about. Just take a nice field trip. Yeah, yeah.
Eu quero também.
Yeah, please. Please come to visit São Paulo. It's better than Minas.
Mas, cara, eu tenho muitas saudades de comida mineira, cara. Isso é melhor.
Mas aqui
delícia.
também tem.
Aqui também tem, é.
Ok, ótimo. Ok, então eu vou. Obrigado.
A gente está a 20 minutos de carro de Minas Gerais aqui, na divisa.
Ótimo, ok. Eu posso ir, então.
Last time visiting Sao Paulo, we went out after a concert to a club and ended up sitting in with a mambo band. So, you know, that was fun, and I could relive that again. That would be excellent.
Yeah, please come to visit us.
I would like to thank everybody for being here, for all of my MET colleagues, and for our wonderful MET double bass player, Brendan Kane, for his amazing Portuguese translation.
Yeah, Brendan.
I'm astounded, really, truly. All right, so I will see you guys, I think, next Saturday. I will see Brendan next Saturday, and I want to say again what a pleasure it was to be with you in Brazil during this time, and it is one of the fortunate things that we can do during this pandemic, is to at least come and see you virtually, and we really appreciate hearing you. Felipe and Rubens, you guys sound amazing. Very, very good.
Ah, bravo.
Parabéns. Foi ótimo.
All right, we will see you guys soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
Okay, bye-bye. Happy Father's Day.